Somewhere in your family tree, someone walked away. Not exiled, not lost. They chose to leave. They walked past the last hut, past the edge of the firelight, into land with no name, and never came back. You call that disappearing. Ancient humans called it something else. Choosing to become no one. Because for most of human history, leaving your group wasn't a tragedy. It was a decision, made in full knowledge of the cost. Anthropologist Kim Hill spent decades studying hunter-gatherer bands like the Ache of Paraguay. What he found was startling. Groups split constantly. Not from war, from tension too small to name, a grudge, a jealousy, a silence that grew too loud. And when it did, someone simply walked. Here's what you don't expect. Walking away from your band in the Pleistocene wasn't a death sentence. It was a survival tool. Small human groups couldn't hold too many people for too long. Food ran thin. Arguments ran deep. So bands split apart, again and again, like cells dividing to survive. Researcher Robert Kelly studied forager mobility across dozens of cultures. He called this pattern fission-fusion. Groups constantly breaking apart, then reforming. Like breathing. You breathe in, you breathe out. Ancient humans grouped, then scattered, then grouped again. But some people never came back. Why? Because disappearing solved a problem your ancestors couldn't solve any other way. If a hunter kept losing status, if someone feared a violent partner, if an elder no longer wanted the burden of being needed, leaving wasn't giving up. It was the only exit door in a world with no other doors. Archaeologist Brian Hayden documented this pattern across foraging societies worldwide. People who threatened group harmony or simply exhausted their welcome drifted away quietly. No trial, no punishment, just distance. And distance in the ancient world was a kind of mercy. There's something else you probably never considered. Disappearing wasn't only for the outcast. Sometimes it was for the powerful. Primatologist Frans de Waal, studying social hierarchies in both apes and humans, noticed a pattern that stretches back further than our own species. Individuals under constant social pressure watched, judged, compared every single day, eventually reach a breaking point. Some don't fight back. They vanish instead. Among early human groups, walking away could even be a quiet form of power. A way of saying, without a single word, that you were done being controlled by anyone's expectations. Think about that for a second. In a world with no privacy, no locked doors, no personal space at all, the ability to simply leave might have been the single most valuable freedom a person could have. Here's the twist you didn't expect. Disappearing wasn't always sad. Sometimes it was chosen freedom. Some ancient humans walked away not because they were pushed out, but because they wanted silence. Space. A life without eyes on them every hour of every day. Groups of 30 to 50 people sharing every meal, every decision, every secret. That's not just community. That's pressure. Constant, low-grade, inescapable pressure. So some people left simply to breathe. Imagine it. No walls between you and every eye in your camp. No moment truly alone, not while hunting, not while eating, not even while sleeping. For some ancient minds, that closeness eventually became unbearable. So they built their own boundary the only way they could. With distance. You feel an echo of this today. That pull to disconnect, to go somewhere no one can reach you, to disappear from your phone for one single day. That isn't weakness. That's 40,000 years of ancestors doing exactly the same thing. Your ancestors didn't have therapy. They had distance. When the pressure of the group became too loud, they didn't suppress it. They removed themselves from it. Silence was the medicine. Now think about the last time you needed to disappear. Even for an hour. Even from people you love. You weren't broken. You were remembering something old. Something your body has known since before language, before farming, before cities. Sometimes staying alive means walking away. So tonight, when the sun goes down and you finally put your phone face down and let the silence in, you're not being antisocial. You're doing exactly what your ancestors did in the Pleistocene, under a different sky, beside a different fire, but with the same exact need. Somewhere in your family tree, someone walked away, and it kept them alive. Maybe that's exactly what you need too. Not to run from your life, Just to remember that even your oldest ancestors knew when it was time to step back, breathe, and return only when they were ready. That instinct never left you. It's still in there, waiting for you to listen to it.